Right, so welcome back to another Romford Horrific episode. This is Nerdly Out Loud, and we are talking to Kyran Davies and, what was...
Jake Healy.
Jake Healy, and the Creulon. We showed Creulon, the short movie, just now. It's really good, guys. Thank you for letting us show this movie.
Thank you for showing.
Kyran, a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this game, and why would you?
Yeah, I know it's mad shit. I started filmmaking from an early age, and literally just from my parents introducing me to films and things like that, and then studied filmmaking in uni, and it's just been kind of a lifelong obsession, to be honest, as everybody else says. But we've been making films since I was 15, maybe even 13. I don't know. And we just it's just been this journey for 15 years, and it's just kind of turned into an obsession, basically.
As any good passion should.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we were in school together, me and Jake, and we've known each other since 1998. So it's really, really cool for me to be able to create a film and be able to collaborate with an old friend, and Jake makes music with his own band and in his own right, and it's just an absolute pleasure to be able to collaborate with an old friend like this, and
Thanks,
it's just cool.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
So never said this to me before.
Is this
unbelievable?
There's a camera right there. So.
Unbelievable.
He's got to say nice things,
It's a shame.
Let's be honest. Without sound, it's just a movie, isn't it?
It's such a private moment. Here we are together.
Exactly. So is this the first time you guys have put something together, or when back in the days you say you've been making things for years?
So we used to write a little bit of music together. We
make stupid films.
Yeah, we used to make stupid films. Jake,
really stupid films.
Jake had a camcorder. Jake had a camcorder, and we used to just shoot weird little short films and things like that when we were teenagers and things like that. And I don't know.
Kyran took it seriously. Kyran took filmmaking seriously.
I sort of took it seriously, and I went to uni and I studied it, and I've just been making short films for the last 10 years basically, and a couple of times I've asked Jake if I could use his band's music to put in my films and things like that, and it's kind of evolved from that to me being Jake, can you write a score for me, and this is our second collaboration, and we're definitely going to do another one after this.
For sure.
It's exciting.
I think when you find a team that works, it's important to keep it together and keep the band together, I suppose.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Where did Creulon come from? Because it's a bit of an out there idea.
Yeah, so Creulon was originally supposed to be a proof of concept for a feature film that I wrote, and when we were putting together the shoot, I thought why don't I make the proof of concept a story that's adaptable for an audience, so something that could be shown at film festivals, and something that basically my fear was I was going to shoot a proof of concept and I wasn't going to be able to, if eventually, the film didn't get made, I would have nothing to do with that footage. So I thought I'll make a story out of the short based on the feature, and I can enter that short film in film festivals, and so the proof of concept is for the producers, and there's a potential for it to be for an audience as well. So basically I wanted to enter it into some film festivals, and it's set in the 1970s, set in the valleys where I come from, and it's something I've grown up with. I grew up. My parents grew up in the 1960s and the 1970s. So for me, I've always kind of had an affiliation with that era.
Yeah.
you know, the costumes, the cars, the music, everything. So it was really I don't know, it just felt like something that was just in my bones. I was just like,
there's a bit of Valley's like horror in there as well. The white lady and stuff.
Yeah, the white lady
That's
is
just
like
a normal thing. If you're in the valleys, there's one line and
there's a line at the very start where it talks about like Gavin says, you know, there's been sightings of the white lady on the edge of the Crying Woods, and the white lady is this old valleys myth about this woman, this ghost who died on the mountains, and she wanders on the roads, and it just gives me the chills even now, like talking about it. It just, every time it gives me the chills. So I was like, I need to put it in a film. I need to put something in a film. There's something very special about the valleys, something very untapped about the valleys, and you know, I plan to tap into it.
Love that. Absolutely love that. You use what you know and sort of like dig into that. And is that, did you put that in there as a sort of like, I'm going to do something with that later, or?
It was something like, I'm just gonna throw hints at people. I'm just gonna literally say, here's a line about the white lady, take it as you will, and later, if I can get these features made, I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I plan to. Yeah.
Who inspires you? Who do you look to, or I wouldn't say try and emulate, but who do you look at and think, man, that's what I want to be doing? I
think so. Like I kind of discovered horror in a kind of a backwards way to most people. Most people I speak to, they discovered horror at a young age, and they kind of evolved with the kind of masters of horror. You know, guys like John Carpenter, guys like David Cronenberg, guys like Tobe Hooper, you know, Wes Craven, these guys. But for me, I discovered horror a little bit later. I discovered it with films like Insidious, films like The Babadook by Jennifer Kent, films like A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night by Anna Lily Amirpour, David Mitchell's It Follows. I discovered films through those guys, and then I worked my way backwards. But then when I discovered John Carpenter, I was like, holy shit. this I was like what that guy did between like 1976 to like 1992-3 is just unbelievable. So I'm a massive John Carpenter fan.
It's like a whole genre unto itself. It's sort of like nobody does it like Carpenter. Nobody,
exactly.
And they never will.
No,
unfortunately.
No, he's the man. He is the man.
So when it comes to putting together the score and putting together the sound and everything like that, like what were you kind of given to work with, or did you see a project completed and then?
Yeah, when we did the first one we worked together properly, where I did a score, I didn't see anything whatsoever. No, nothing. I was just told what was going to happen, so I was like, cool. I need to write some stuff and hope that fits. And luckily, that time it fit. This time, Kai gave me a kind of the full thing, kind of more or less ready to go, and then I kind of just. Yeah, I had a few bits. He mentioned earlier on about it being a radio station and all this kind of stuff. So I was thinking about like vinyl and crackles and stuff like that. So the kind of rhythm of the soundtrack is from vinyl crackles kind of popping together. And then it kind of came together really quickly. Yeah. It was like literally just watch the film. I don't know. There's something to be said about John Carpenter you just mentioned. He understands so well having something on screen and the sound that goes with it creates a rhythm, creates a mood. And so I just kind of went with what was going on the screen really quickly. It was super like suspenseful what Kai did, and like, yeah, that was basically it. I had the vinyl pops, and then I just remember like having 2 days to like sleepless, just non-stop, just like keyboards just in, yeah. Until they came together, and I don't think it changed much after that, really.
No, it was a pretty solid score. Like when you sent it to me, and then it was just all about like creating like tweaks and things like that. I mean, like one of the more difficult things was finding the balance between the sound design and the score. So like you know, I kind of set, you know, Jake kind of had a brief, and then Jason, who did my sound design, he you know, both of them were kind of working with. I was like, I want this old kind of vinyl crackle vibe, and then we kind of had to find a balance between that. So the score and the sound design were on the same wavelength. Yeah, and I think we found that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out, to be honest.
And it sells it as well, because you have this story that you've constructed and you've made, but you're not really giving too much away.
Yeah.
So the score and the cinematography as well, which I've already told you is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like that elevates it, and it sort of like gives it a whole other narrative.
Like I said, like the 4 films we worked on, Kai has just told me what it was, the ideas of it. I've not really watched it first of all, and then I think about it quite a lot. Like, it has to have vinyl pops because it's about this radio station and stuff like that. Like, and it all becomes this whole other thing. Then, it's all about the concept of the whole film, rather than just say make a song or something like that. Yeah.
And quickly pimp your band.
Called Sugar Horse. We're very good, aren't we, Kai?
Very good. Saw them live at the Exchange a couple of years ago.
Loudest band you've ever seen in your life. Thank you very much.
I like that. I like that. A little bit about your actors, your leads. Like, you have 2, particularly one absolutely outrageously good performance, but both guys are fantastic. But tell us a little bit about how you got Gavin on board.
So Gavin was literally, I found an old showreel online from, he must have been about 18, 19, and I found this showreel online, and I said to my mate Scott, I said, this guy's gone on to better things. I said, I'm going to track him down and I'm going to see what he's doing now. I tracked him down, and he was with a very big agency, and I sent his agent a message, and I said, is there any way Gavin's interested? He's a local boy, he's a Cardiff boy. I said, is there any way he's interested in doing this for us? I just begged him. No, I literally, he sent us a message back, and he was like, this script sounds cool, man. And he was a very sound, cool guy. And we met up, we went for a coffee to talk about the script, and we broke it down. I showed him some of my references, and he was just so cool. You know, he's been in a couple of things since then, so I'm hoping I've caught him on the cusp of bigger things. But he was a lovely guy to work with.
Is that one of those things where you can be like, look, I made you, so
yeah. I'll be calling him in a few years. Yeah. Sort me out, man. Yeah.
And obviously you mentioned it's a proof of concept, and I've already spoken to you about this, but I really want you to turn this into a feature of some sort. Like, it just has to happen. Is that the plan down the line? You're going to do that for us?
It would mean the world to me to turn this into a feature. Something set in the valleys, set in the 1970s. Like that's where I come from. That's me. It's in my bones. So yeah, I'll be giving it everything to turn this into a feature. Yeah.
Awesome, and I really hope you do. And I hope when you do, you give us a shout and let us know you've done it, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you, because Creulon kind of, for me personally, in the whole, like, because we have to watch everything, it came at exactly the right point. It was like, I'm invigorated again, you know, like, so in that kind of thing, like me getting myself going and getting the passion going, like, what keeps you moving in this industry and keeps you pushing forward?
I think it's creativity, and I think it's where I come from. It's where I come from in the valleys. I don't come from money. Me and Jake, we don't come from money. We come from just somewhere where it's just like hard work gets you somewhere, and that's just where we come from. And yeah, it's this drive to just keep proving myself and keep showing the world what we're capable of in South Wales, what we're capable of in the valleys, what the working class are capable of, and I will keep banging that drum until the day I die.
Awesome. I love that. And one last thing that I do like to ask, and any filmmaker that you speak to, and I'm a composer as well, when they see something up on the big screen, when they see their film up on the big screen, they can tell you all the things that they don't like about it, all the things that they got wrong. I want to know what you saw on the screen when you first got to see it on the big screen. What were you most proud of? What moment in that film did you go, fuck, we smashed that?
It was a second shot, to be honest, man. I thought it was fucking awesome. It's because Because I ripped that shot off. I ripped it the fuck off. Have you seen The Warriors?
Yes.
I literally the second shot in the film is a complete fucking. I just stole it from The Warriors. And when I took that script to Gavin, and we met up for a coffee, I was literally like, "Have you seen The Warriors?" And he hadn't. So I showed him that shot, and I said,
I can't believe you hadn't seen The Warriors.
He hadn't seen it, no. But
I mean, that's a reason not to work with him.
People who haven't seen The Warriors.
Exactly, but I was like, it was that second shot, and John McLaughlin, the DOP, he really put his neck on the line for the shoot, and we pushed that ProRes out as far as we could, and so it would look good on a big cinema screen. And tonight we really like it was the first moment where I've seen it. I've watched it on TVs and I've watched it, but tonight was the first moment I saw it on a cinema screen.
Wow.
So it
what
really
was that like?
it was amazing. Yeah, it really meant a lot, and I really could see what we were pushing for that entire time, and why we pushed that ProRes so hard, and why we did another grade on it after a while. So it was really cool seeing it on the cinema screen tonight, and it was nice.
And sound wise, was there anything that you picked up on tonight? You're like, oh shit, that really just elevated.
Yeah. There's a moment like it's probably the last minute or something, I don't know, where I think he's come out of the car and he's about to come into the sort of room, and the like everything else kind of drops off, and there's just a moment of like keyboards, and it's just like whoosh, like niceness, and it just sucks the atmosphere in completely, and then it kind of finishes, you know what I mean? And I was there and I was like, that was it. That was what I was looking for. It was like that build to the atmosphere being sucked out of the room, and then just that last line being delivered. Yeah. You felt it so much, man. It was great.
Which was the very last minute.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I told you just now. The final line in the film is, ladies and gentlemen, we're live from hell, and originally it was supposed to be, I'll have that back if you don't mind. And I remember just thinking, fuck, man, like this actor Gavin, I was like, he's got something to give me today. I was like, he's like Jacob Rigby, who was my producer, who's a fucking tremendous guy and a tremendous AD, and he's been with me for the last few films. I can't say enough good things about him. He commented on it when we were shooting. He said he's brought like a madness to this role, Gavin. He said he's really brought something. And I was like, we've got to get a final line out of him. And we were literally just brainstorming whilst we were shooting, and I was like, ladies and gentlemen, we're live from hell. I was like, let's fucking end it on that, and let's,
flat lines, and just like done,
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right, because although like he's not doing a terrible great deal in the scenes and everything, but he's so intense, and you just can't help but just be transfixed by him. And I think Creulon is absolutely amazing. I think
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah.
I'll be keeping an eye on seeing what you're doing. Definitely, 100%, and keep letting us know what the crack is.
We will, man.
So are you hitting any more festivals? Are you going anywhere else? And
that's the plan. Yeah, I mean, we like I've entered the film into a bunch of festivals, but the Romford International Film Festival was the first one that we've heard back from. So it was just really exciting to let everybody know, and that the film had been picked, and especially like when it was on the marketing material, it really was cool.
I mean, there was no way that image wasn't going to be. It was just like, that sells everything. People are going to turn up for
amazing,
that.
Exactly. So we're waiting to hear back on a few festivals now. But as it stands, it's been the Romford.
That's amazing.
Horror Film Festival. So we'll see what happens.
Well, thank you so much for submitting. Thank you for giving us it. And honestly, it's been great meeting you.
No, it's been a pleasure.
Well, absolutely. We'll talk again later and everything like that. But yes, Creulon, when it starts hitting other festivals and everything, please go and see it. Are you intending on putting it online or anything like that?
That's the plan. Yeah. I mean, as soon as it's kind of done the festival round and stuff like that, I'll be putting it on my Vimeo page and things like that, and everybody can check it out.
And I'll be whoring out around it.
Yeah.
But no. Thank you very much. That's
cool.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Kevin.